Welcome all to today's class on International Protection of Human Rights for Public International Law. This is Dr. K. Sangeeta. When you see the introduction, international law from its inception has been concerned with the protection of human beings against acts of barbarism. These considerations can be found in the writings of the fathers of international law, Francisco de Victoria, Hugo Grotius, Samuel van Pufendorf. The concept of international protection of human rights. Human rights are inherent to human beings. All men are born and remain free and equal in their rights. The historical process of development of international human rights law. Traditionally, only states were subjects of international law. Individuals had no enforceable rights of international law. But now, even individuals and NGOs or non-state entities are subjects of international law. Initiative under the auspice of League of Nations. Protection of minorities, creation of mandate system in the respect of colonies, the supervision of prohibition of traffic in women and children, the supervision of prohibition of traffic in dangerous drugs, the establishment of first arrangements for international protection of refugees. All this took place after First World War. The initiative after the Second World War, internationalization, recognition that the treatment of citizens in one country has become the business of other country, and the universalization, general acceptance of human rights by national government of the system of human rights law. The initiative of United Nations, genocide, atrocities and sufferings inflicted upon millions of human beings by the Nazi and the totalitarian regimes gave a new impetus to those demanding international recognition and enforcement of fundamental human rights and freedoms. The International Bill of Human Rights, the Charter of the United Nations, the foundation of the international protection of human rights, cooperation in promoting and encouraging respect for human rights and for fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language or religion. Here the Universal Declaration of Human Rights constitutes an authoritative interpretation of the Charter obligations and provides comprehensive list of human rights and freedoms to be protected. It respects a consensus of international community regarding human rights which each of its members must respect, promote and observe. The declaration set out a wide range of human rights and freedom to be protected, ranging from traditional civil and political rights to economic, social and cultural rights. The right to life, liberty and security, freedom from slavery, servitude, torture or cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. The right to recognition as a person before the law, the right to judicial remedy, freedom from arbitrary arrest, detention or exile, the right to a fair trial and a public hearing by the independent or impartial tribunal, the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, freedom from arbitrary interference with privacy, family, home or correspondence, and freedom from attack upon honor and reputation, freedom of movement, the right to seek asylum and the right to a nationality, the right to marry and to found a family, the right to own a property, the freedom of thought, conscience and religion, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to peaceful assembly and association, the right to take part in government and the right to equal access to public service, the right to work, social security, equal pay, joint trade unions, rest and leisure, the right to adequate standard of living, the right to education, the right to participate in cultural life of the community. The 1996 International Covenant on Human Rights. The Covenant have legal force opposite to the Universal Declaration, as the treaties for the parties to them are constitute a detailed codification of human rights. The Covenant of Economic, Social and Cultural Rights contains various articles in which the parties recognize such rights to right to work, right to everyone to social security and adequate standard of living for himself and his family. The type of obligation is programmatic and promotional. The Covenant on Civil and Political Right is more specific in its delineation of rights, stronger in statement of obligation to respect the rights specified and better provided with the means of review or supervision. The United Nations Human Rights Machinery consists of three categories of institutions: bodies which have been established directly on the basis of United Nations Charter, such as General Assembly, Security Council, the Commission of Human Rights; bodies which have been established indirectly by the United Nations Charter, that is, whose creation was authorized by one of the bodies belonging to the first category. Example: the Commission of Status of Women, the Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights. Next is the bodies which have been established on the basis of international treaties, for example, Committee Against Torture, Committee on Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, etc.